Hi everyone. Boy, it's been a while since I've been on here and I've really missed you. Been doing a lot of things for myself. I'm in transition, and so I'm going from being a working girl or a working woman um, to being a person in transition that's able now to explore a little bit more of her creative side. We all go through those transitions in life, and mine is the time. But I'm finding that my time is now. I'm finding that I am, this is all in my plan for the purpose that we have. And I have figured out that we all, somehow or another, come upon our purpose on our path, on our journeys. And on that path and journey, things begin to happen that propel you into the journey or the purpose that you were intended for. So I find that we probably spend too much time on thinking about how am I going to get to my purpose? How am I going to get to my, am I going in the right direction? And I would say to you, if you just go day to day living your life, you are bound, you are going to run smack dab into the middle of your purpose. And through that, I'm I'm coming on a time where I'm finding I like myself, I admire myself, and I love myself. And that's what I want to give to you today. I'm in a women's group, and those women are so positive. We don't meet often, but when we meet, there is a long-standing idea that when we women get together, we spend a little time gossiping, we spend a little time on things that probably aren't so constructive. But this group is amazing. The women in the group never ever, I haven't been around them to listen to any negativity or any gossiping. It's always an uplifting experience. And whenever we meet, it's hardly hard. Sometimes it's planned, but hardly it's planned. It's mostly a spontaneous time. We get together, we discuss. I sell jewelry, so they want to look at my new jewelry. They want to do all those things, and they want to uplift and encourage one another in the endeavors. So we came upon this decision that we are going to now start a book club. And in this book club, we're going to discuss this book called Surviving in an Angry World by Charles Stanley, if you know anything about Charles Stanley. So we are going to start to study in this book club. But as I begin to resonate on that surviving in an angry world with some of the experiences that I've had in going into, just in my day-to-day, like going into doctor's offices and that kind of thing, I've decided that as part of this philosophy that I've adopted, loving yourself, admiring yourself, and then loving yourself, liking, admiring, and then loving yourself. That where you do have control, if you are actually going to be, I'm actually very serious and intense and focused on this, where I will cut things out of my life that don't reflect me loving, liking, or admiring myself. So where you can take control of that negativity, who you surround yourself with to feed the positive parts of you that help develop you into what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do things. The gift that people give you and the gift that you give them. I mean, it's a reciprocity type of process, but I find that it feeds on either negative or positive if you don't make those decisions that will result in the better or the good of you. And it's not a selfish thing. It's actually a thing that thinks about, it's a process that thinks about everybody, that helps impact everybody around you, whether it be family, whether it be people that you run into. If you are dismissing those things, if you have control of those negative situations and those negative things, then you are absolutely impacting those people, those situations around you in such a positive way, So if you know that you can control that, because if negativity is planted, then it begins to be cultivated. I have run into, just in my experiences, even on YouTube, there's some fellow YouTubers, Spirit Male, you can just see the warmth exudes from her. And she is giving wonderful, she's a tarot card reader, and has really shared a lot of good stuff. So I really, that is a positive standpoint or checkpoint for me. Positive people. I ran into, just in my comings and going, a lady that just approached me. She was so open and transparent. And what really is welcoming is that smile. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to smile. So a smile, you don't realize how people don't often get the smiles. And so she was smiling, she was opening, she initiated a discussion with me, and we ended up having coffee down the road and telling each other about our business ventures or our business aspirations. And it was interesting listening to her history, being in DC and all of those kind of things, and me sharing with her. But it's that positive energy that fed me, that encouraged me to keep going on my journey with my plan, with the plans and the ideas and the purposes will fall in place if you just stay on that. The other YouTuber person that I really love is Gina Young. She has a wonderful cooking show, and cooking hasn't always been the primary thing. My children are grown, so and my grandchildren live away, so cooking is just my husband and I. So cooking is not something that I really look at as, but she has made cooking for me really interesting. She is welcoming again. She gives little tidbits on life, and so I really love watching her show. And I have tried some of her recipes too, because I don't like to spend a lot of time, but her things are very quick and very good. So check her out on YouTube. And again, I talk about the women's group that I'm in. Surround yourself, get some people around you that are going to help preserve and cultivate your peace within. That is very important. There are people in your life that you're probably not paying attention to because life gets in the way. And believe me, I know about that, because right now there's so much happening in my life. I'm going here, I'm meeting this, I'm writing this down. I substitute teach, and I am starting up a couple of things, and then I'm pursuing the things I really wanted to do, like this YouTube channel, like finishing up a book I said I was going to write forever, and just finishing up the notes and stuff on that. So your life will evolve and turn and all of that. And all of that will impact the people around you, so you have to organize that. You have to know that, financial things go up and down at certain times of your life. But if you're serious intense on this thing of being positive in this world that right now is changing. I mean, the whole earth is pulsating a change that is causing us to have to change what we're doing too. Things that were done the way they were before are not done the way that they are now, are not and so if you have something, that innate quality inside of you that says that I am going to hold on to these qualities, to these values that I know are very important and they're impactful, they have worked for you throughout the years, but you must enhance those, or you must tweak those a little bit in order to be able to make it work in what's happening now. Okay, you really must do that, but keep those things and hold on to all the things that are very important to you and that have worked for you, whether it be in your career, whether it be in your family. Keep doing those things. Keep expecting that when you go out, if you have that positive aura and that openness, that people are going to come to you. And for whatever purpose it is, it's always something that was meant to be. When you, I mean, just like those people on YouTube that I mentioned, Spirit Mel, Gina Young, those people were put there for my purpose, to get the encouragement that I need, for me to give them encouragement, and for me to share with you who's ever watching. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I get so excited about when I am able to talk here with you, that I forget to say that. So I don't spend a lot of time on it, because my purpose here is to share with you, to encourage you, to inspire you, and I hope that that's what I'm doing. So when you like someone, you on this social media platform, on the social media world that we live in, you give them a like, you give them a comment. Give yourself a like or a comment. And when you do that, it's something that you've heard. What's something that you've done that that you like yourself for? What is something that you've done? And then adore yourself. Look at yourself and look at every crevice, everything. As I'm getting older, we're noticing certain things, and I am so thankful that I will be 62 coming up very soon, and I am very happy. Some women don't like to tell their age, but you know what? I feel like this. I have worked for this time in my life, and I have taken pretty good care of myself, and I feel pretty good inside. It may not be, because of transition is always unsure, so it may not be the best of financial times for me. It may not be the best of growing times, but growing in a certain different way, growing in a very methodical way. So we have to adore ourselves where we are, and use those experiences then to catapult us to the next level. And that's what's happening. So adore yourself. Know yourself, enhance your qualities, whatever it takes, and then celebrate yourself. That's part of the adoration of yourself. And adore that you came from a very universal being, a place that you were purposefully and wonderfully made. And then love yourself. When you love yourself, you get kind of silly. When you love a person, you get silly. When you love a place, you visit it often. When you love a food, you know that that food is going to make you feel better if you've had a bad day. That song by John Legend says, loving all yourself, giving yourself all of me loves all of you. So all of me, all of me loves all of myself, and I love my perfect imperfections, and you should love your perfect imperfections. Because, like John Legend says, even when you lose, you're a winner. Even when you're losing, you're winning. So, at certain times in our lives, we feel like we're losing, and if we dwelled on that, we would find ourselves getting very down on ourselves, and then that old thing called depression comes in. And one thing that the stage is really set in our world right now for people to become, we were talking to become depressed. The lady and I were talking in my networking experiences about, how I used to love to watch the news, and I lived abroad for a while in Africa, and I I would watch BBC often, and I just got used to that because I wanted to know what was happening back here in the States. I wanted to know what was happening everywhere. But we've decided now, my friend and I, when we were talking, that it's probably not a good thing to watch news every day and several hours a day. Even though it can be interesting right now, it's getting a little bit mundane, and for your own, again, that positive stuff that you must pour in, for your own positive upgrade, for your own positive build up, you should think about the things that you might be pouring in that might be impacting your mental state, and how you address one another, and as beings, as a in the human family. And I am very concerned about the human family and the angry people and surviving that, how we must not allow anybody to run over us, but we also must choose the times and the ways to say things that people listen to. For example, if you feel like one of your service providers, whether it be doctor, dentist, whatever, there are ways to comment without going too far and without having to cuss and fuss and all of that. There is a finesse to telling people, that this probably could be done better. And then because it wasn't, and because I feel like I need to do something different or pick another service provider, say that in a way that people will look at that and make it a better, use it for constructive change in their business, in their, because right now we have to let people know. And if you are a person that receives services, there's no need for you to feel like you are stuck, because there are choices, there are options, and there are ways, again, to say things so that we don't cause more harm than we are wanting to. So I would say to you, like yourself, again, adore yourself. And all of that culminates into loving yourself. And I just want you to do certain exercises during the day, during the week, that really include that liking, adoring, and loving yourself. I have truly enjoyed doing this. Continue to go out there and do your thing and look for not look for, but continue on the path and pay attention to those things that are showing you what your purpose is, and continue to look at that and do something about it. Okay? I love you guys. I really, really do. I love everything about this interchange, and I just am saying that good things are going to happen. Bye-bye.